Hi there, Vanessa Warwick welcoming you to Property Tribes TV, and I've really been looking forward to today's interview because we're going to be talking about one of my favourite topics, and that is holiday lets. And I'm delighted to welcome Kate Stinchcombe from holidaylettings.co.uk. So welcome, Kate. First of all, just tell us a little bit about the history of holidaylettings.co.uk, because you've really gone from strength to strength, haven't you?
It's a fantastic company. It's now 11 years old. And I've been with the company for 4.5 years and watched it grow from 10 staff to 85 staff. So the growth has been phenomenal. We've been on a great journey, and we really have taken the holiday lets market by storm. It was a small cottage industry, perhaps at the start of the 21st century, and now it really does have a prominent place in the travel industry. There's 42,000 homes currently advertised on our site, all over the world, 116 countries. Predominantly in Europe, Spain, UK, France, Cyprus, and Florida is another big favourite for UK investors. A lot of our customers are British people who have invested in property over the years, realise there's an inherent value in that property that they may not use much of the time, and so they let it out. But increasingly, as we go global, our customer base broadens, and our customer base now is sort of 70% British, 30% rest of world. And of course, since June last year, we've been part of TripAdvisor, so we really are taking vacation rentals global.
Fantastic, and I think global is an important word for the UK holiday letter to understand, because with a web-based portal like yours, we can reach out to a global marketplace.
Absolutely. We hear quite often anecdotally from our advertisers that they have inquiries from potential guests, have guests staying in their properties from outside of the UK, Scandinavia, the US, and people with homes perhaps a further east, sort of Croatia area. They tell us of guests from New Zealand and Malaysia and those kind of places. So it is absolutely a global business.
So how do you help landlords to get their properties that massive global exposure? How do they interact with you?
So very basically, Holiday Lettings is a web portal for holiday homeowners to advertise their homes to millions of holidaymakers. In many respects, we do the marketing for holiday homeowners. It's our business to ensure that those millions, 25 million currently, people come to our site every year to search for holiday rental accommodation. In supporting that, we're very much trying to educate people through the process as well. Ross Elder, our MD, he has a history in buy-to-let, but also has a holiday let in Ibiza, and he knows the ins and outs of holiday lets, how-tos, highs, lows, pros, cons, what will win you guests and what won't, and he really has been the face of the business in determining the education process, if you like. So there's a lot of advice content on our site, from things to consider when you purchase, things to consider when preparing the home for guests, right through to handling booking inquiries, welcoming guests, and the post-sale exercise too.
Fantastic. And holiday let owners, they pay a one-off annual fee, is that correct? And then they can manage their property within your system?
Yes, so there's an option. We have a couple of advert type options on the site depending on just how much exposure you want for your home, but it's an annual fee of circa £300 a year for access to 25 million potential guests, plus now a relationship with TripAdvisor, so access to almost 40 million people a year through that partnership. So an annual fee, which with one, if not two bookings, you're going to reap back already, and lots of support along the way. We're very much focused on ensuring that our customers feel like they have our support all the way, and our staff are trained to a point where they understand the holiday lets marketplace, the process, and the ins and outs, so that we really can help people every step of the way if they need our hand.
Absolutely, because I think the holiday lets market is very competitive, and what we talk about on Property Tribes, and I know you support this, is to make your holiday let as upmarket as possible, and to have a unique selling point, and to think laterally and creatively about how you can make your property appeal to your kind of people that you're trying to appeal to, whether it's families, young families with children, whether you want to allow dogs, those kind of things. So that's very important, isn't it?
Absolutely. I guess there's two main things in what you just said. It's understanding your potential guest audience, and then finding the USPs to reach them. And it does require some time investment and some research, but doing so will benefit you long term.
I think so. It really does, because I think getting the summer months booked is pretty much a no-brainer. You're going to get that whatever you do, but I think the real cream of this is in getting the shoulder months let as well. That's when you're going to make your real significant cash flow off a holiday let.
Certainly, and that's where the competition obviously becomes more significant, because there are more homes competing for perhaps a smaller audience of guests.
Very true.
So your USPs, how you present your home, either online or through any other marketing material you may produce, it's vital that it presents it the way you want it to, and if you can at all, it's sometimes a really obvious thing to say, but sometimes really hard to actually do. If you can think like a holidaymaker, put your own holidaymaker hat on when you're doing your marketing materials. What would you want when you search for a holiday, or when you walk into your accommodation? If you can do that, it will really help your guests long term.
And help your holiday let get traction in the marketplace, which is where the real success is. When you can get traction in the marketplace, you can get repeat bookings, and obviously TripAdvisor is going to be a huge help in that as well. So just as we finish, I've been really excited about the renaissance of the Great British Seaside Holiday for probably about the last 3 or 4 years, because I saw that the recession would turn people back to holidaying in the UK. Is this something that you've witnessed as well, in the level of inventory being added to your site and the level of interest in UK holiday lets?
Certainly, the UK has been an enormous growth market for us in recent years. We have seen since probably 2007 an enormous hike, probably a tripling of our UK inventory, and there are now about 8,500 homes available to rent in the UK. And that ranges from beach huts to cottages to castles. The range is phenomenal. Lighthouses, tree houses. Yeah, it's great.
So much choice.
But supporting that growth in inventory has been a significant growth in demand. The demand has grown with the inventory, and we're mid-Jan 2011, and already year on year we're seeing a 54% increase in demand for UK holidays this year.
Wow. That's wonderful news.
It's not storming away from the Spains and the Frances, but it's certainly making its mark in terms of a certain favourite holiday destination again for predominantly British travellers.
Absolutely. Well, that's a great note to end on. Thank you very much for this interview, Kate. I've really enjoyed speaking to you, and I love getting your stuff on Twitter and chatting to you there as well, because I know that you're as passionate about creating really high quality holiday lets and getting them marketed effectively, just as I am. So
Indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's Kate Stinchcombe of holidaylettings.co.uk. You can see her Twitter contact details on the screen now as well. Thank you very much for watching this interview with Kate, and also if you want to learn more about holiday lettings both in the UK and overseas, do check out the Holiday Lets tribe on Property Tribes, because there's a huge resource of information there, and I keep updating it when I get new interesting material, so do check that out. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this chat about holiday lets.